So our first example is when we divide a second degree polynomial by a first degree binomial. So again, degree is the highest power of x, so this is saying that our dividend is an x squared leading term, and then our divisor is just a linear binomial, something like x minus 8 in this example. So I'm going to set up my long division first. I'm going to write my divisor out to the left, and then I'm going to write my dividend as x squared minus 12x plus 25. So my first step in polynomial long division is I'm going to take my leading term of my divisor, so my x, and I'm going to divide it into my leading term of my dividend, which is x squared. So x squared divided by x gives me an x left over. I'm going to write my x above my negative 12x in my dividend just to make sure that my work is aligned. And then I'm going to take my x minus 8 and I'm going to multiply it to what I just wrote as my quotient. So I'm going to do x times x minus 8. So I would get an x squared minus 8x. And I'll write that off to the side just so you know where that's coming from. This is my first part of my quotient times my divisor to get x squared minus 8x. I need to subtract this from my dividend. So I'm going to put parentheses around this binomial to remind myself that I need to subtract the entire polynomial. So I need to distribute my minus sign into my x squared minus 8x. So x squared minus x squared gives me 0x squared, and then negative 12x plus 8x gives me a negative 4x. Just like in our regular long division, I need to bring my next term down. So I'm going to bring my 25 down, and then my process starts all over. I take my leading term in my divisor, which is x. I'm going to divide that to negative 4x, and I get negative 4 left over. Then I take my negative 4, and I'm going to multiply it to my x minus 8. So I get negative 4x plus 32. And again, I'll write that multiplication off to the side. So this is negative 4 times my divisor, which is x minus 8. Just like before, I need to subtract the entire binomial. So I'm going to put my minus sign on the outside to remind myself that I need to distribute it into the entire polynomial. I'm going to distribute and distribute. So my 4x's are going to cancel, eliminating that term. So I get 0x left over, and then I have 25 minus 32, which is negative 7. Okay. If I try to divide my x again, x can't go into negative 7. So in this case, negative 7 becomes my remainder. So when we have a remainder, we want to make sure that we write our quotient as a polynomial. So my quotient, again, is my binomial that's left up at the top. So in this case, I have x minus 4 as my quotient. And then I'm going to add on my remainder as a fraction here. So I have negative 7, and I need to put that negative 7 over my divisor, which is x minus 8. One thing that we can do in our problems is we can check to make sure that we did our division correctly. So if we want to check our division, or check our quotient, we can take our divisor, which is x minus 8. We can multiply it to our quotient, and we can add our remainder, and we should get back our original dividend, which is x squared minus 12x plus 25. So if I FOIL out my two binomials, okay, I would get x squared minus 12x plus 32. And then I just subtract my 7 over to get x squared minus 12x plus 25. And we can see that my dividend goes directly back to my original polynomial, so I know that I did my division correctly.